wait on other people to be what you've been called to be. You can't wait on their affirmation. You can't wait on their approval. You can't wait on their support. Sometimes you just got to run and look behind you and say, everybody who wants to run, run, but I can't stop running because you're not running with me. Listen to me, hear me. You can't stop chasing your dream just because somebody in your life won't chase it with you. You can't stop believing in yourself just because somebody in your life won't believe in you. You can't stop chasing the dreams of your life just because when you do it, you're going to have to do it all by yourself.
I've been watching the comment section today. I got up extra early today, and I was just scrolling through, reading your guys' comments, seeing questions that you guys are asking each other. And it's clear, not always the case, but it's very clear to me that oftentimes much of what we do or don't do is based off of this one thing we call fear. And like, I think a lot of you guys have kind of checked, or maybe if you guys are new, you guys don't know this, but like many of you guys have seen me like over the last little like couple months, like really kind of take this whole notion of like not caring so much about what anyone thinks, right? And I'm trying to do that for a couple of different reasons. I haven't just lost my mind and I want to put dreadlocks in my hair or braid my hair up or whatever, right? I'm also trying to lead by example of the whole idea, the whole notion of like, stop worrying about what everyone else thinks. Stop having so much fear around silly things that don't mean anything, right? Like, and I think it's important because I see it coming up so many times. Like it comes up just in like niching down to our first niche, right? We're so fearful that we're gonna pick the wrong, right? This is in our mind. What if I pick the wrong niche to go into on my first one, right? That's fear. That's fear in your brain. And what it does, it paralyzes you, right? And you run from it oftentimes. You don't do anything. And it's honestly, I want you guys to start catching yourselves on this because, I think it was Simon was telling me, he said the difference between a coward and a hero is that they actually feel the exact same amount of fear and anxiety. The difference is the coward runs from it and the hero runs to it, right? And takes care of business, right? But there's actually no difference. So some people think that, oh man, Dan, you don't have any fear of sales, right? Or Dan, you don't have any fear of speaking on stage or getting on these live stream videos. Like, you're wrong. I feel the exact same fear. I was telling you guys that story last week. I spoke at that event in Louisiana and I was face down on a bed, ready to puke my guts out with anxiety and fear of bombing on stage, right? The difference is, right, one person will run to it because they know it has to get done. You got to save the person from the burning building. And the other person will run the exact opposite direction of it. So I want you guys to check yourself, okay, have a check-in with yourself about where you're at. Is fear dominating your life? And it doesn't just mean in this business, right? It can mean in so many different directions. Maybe you're single, you've been single forever, and you're so fearful to go talk to another human because you're fearful of rejection, right? There's so many different areas of life where fear is the common factor of your success or your failures. And that could be, like I said, this could be across so many different parameters, not just business, right? But obviously I'm not going to teach you, I'm not your spiritual guidance counselor or anything like that, or your family counselor. Like, that's not my job. My job is to make you guys money, okay? And I know for a fact that many of you guys are slipping up and you're not getting this business done because you're fearful of something, right? And listen, I'm not mad at you for it, right? I just want you to be cognizant of it, right? I want you to look back through your last day of work in this business specifically. And I want you to show or make notes of where fear is showing its head, right? Where fear is popping up and you're taking maybe the coward approach, I'll call it what it is, and you're running from it instead of the hero approach of running through it, right? Running right into the flames and attacking it. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing that I'm teaching you in this business that you should be fearful of, right? There's nothing that's going to kill you. There's nothing that's going to dismember you. There's nothing that's going to burn you alive, right? None of these things exist, right? So oftentimes the fear that we have, and we've created such like massive things in our brain that what's going to happen if, right? So like the story I was telling earlier about the gal was like, hey, this guy wrote me and said that he's using my name and it's my trademark and it's this and that and the other thing, and he's going to send me to the U.S. Marshal. It's like, bop, 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 all this BS, and fear sets in. She's like, well, now it's dominating. You could tell it was dominating. I hope she's watching. It's dominating her day now. It's consuming her mind, right? Now she wants to set up a DBA and do all these different things that really aren't necessary because this came from a nobody, right? This didn't come from a judge, right? And I think oftentimes, like, I've never been sued, so I will say that, so just as a disclaimer, but I feel like in the legal world, right? So my wife is an attorney, maybe she's watching right now. In the legal world, it's really funny. Like I've had the pleasure to be around pursuing a lots of people, you know, in different transactions and watching how those transactions take place. And so it's given me maybe a tougher skin to whole legal process of what people go through. And I see a lot of people that get into business and they're so afraid to even take a dollar because they think that the IRS is going to come and take them because they don't have a business set up. And it's like they live in a state of constant fear. And so I guess the message for you before we get into Q&A today, I don't need to drag this on forever. I just want you to go to the pad and paper, okay? Pull something up like this, pad and paper, and write down, if you want to do the last day or if you want to do the last week, write down where fear is stopping you in your tracks and you're taking the opposite direction that you should, and you're running from whatever that thing that's creating that fear in your mind, right? And let's look at that and let's call it out for what it is. It's BS. We're getting in our own way. And then what I want you to do tomorrow is I want you that one thing. I want it first on your list. That's the first thing I want you to accomplish tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow you're going to be a hero, or right after this stream you're going to be the hero. Okay. That's not going to run from that fear that is for whatever reason creeping in your mind and stopping you dead in your tracks. Okay. This business is not difficult. Okay. This business is not difficult. Yes, it's going to take you practice. Yes, it's going to, you know, for some of us, we're slower learners. This guy right here, right? So some of us, it takes us longer. That's okay. Okay. But this business doesn't need to be difficult. And most likely it's just simply fear that's stopping you from getting you where you want to go. So let's call it out. Let's figure it out. And let's put it on the top of our list and let's attack that one fear, cross it off the list, and let's stay on pace. Okay.